Um, so where do you see the sector going this year?
Well, I think this year is going to be a year of great change for the sector, as I think everybody knows at this stage, and next year will bring even more change. What I've observed is in meetings like this and in other meetings organised by other people, bringing people together into a room, that talking amongst ourselves and getting together and talking is one of the tools of our trade in community and voluntary work. And what we need to do is sort of use that energy that comes into the room so that we don't just talk around in circles, so that we actually bring that energy forward. And organisations like the Wheel and the various organisations in the Community Development Programme and other umbrella organisations, I think we have an opportunity and indeed perhaps a duty to bring, facilitate coalescing of energy, because I believe there's a lot of these conversations happening, whether you put the lens on it of community development, whether you put the lens of enabling dissent like Carnegie did recently, or Trinity College with their philanthropy programme, or Clancrido and Dublin Employment Pact yesterday with the social enterprise lens. There's lots of different sort of energy and discussion happening around the sector, and I believe that in 6 months' time there will be a range of initiatives coalescing around different, I guess, ways of looking at community energy and voluntary work that will see, I guess, hopeful and energetic and strategies and action that will bring us forward, I guess, into the next phase of.
Okay, you're saying that in after an era in which there wasn't that much unity throughout the sector, do you see this as a year for the sector to come together, for people representing the disadvantaged communities, those left on the margins? Do you see that this is the year for the leaderships in organisations working with those people?
I'd be hesitant to strive for unity, because I think that is a cul-de-sac and a fruitless search, and I would be a person who wouldn't be looking for unity as in one single representative voice, because I don't think that's possible and I don't think it's healthy, and I think striving for it isn't going to get anybody anywhere. Well, what I do believe in is, I guess, coalitions for action, and I think that is what's happening. I think that's what our sector has been very good at. I think we have been looking at the dramatically changed environment and trying to come to terms with that, has been challenging for people in the political sphere, in the business sphere, and indeed in our sphere. And I think we're doing that. We're coming at it. We are travelling the country, for example, doing, I guess, the practical solutions of how can you look at your organisation during a recession and how can you survive and thrive. And there are other coming togethers that I think will bear fruit just in terms of energy for action and bringing people perhaps together who mightn't have. I guess necessity makes people perhaps talk to each other more than perhaps traditional sort of sectors or subsectors of the sector mightn't have allowed up to this point.
Okay, well, we're here for a seminar today on, you'll explain it, Deirdre.
Well, we've called this seminar Making More from Less, Managing Your Resources in a Recession. So I am delivering it along with Joe McKenna, fundraising consultant, and what we're hoping to do is to work with organisations around the country. We've limited it to 20 organisations per session, to basically provide them with a number of simple strategic and financial tools that they can have healthy planning discussions within their organisations when they go back. We're also giving them some helpful hints around how to look at their fundraising efforts if that's where they decide that they need to go, if their statutory funding has been cut and there's a gap. So we're hoping that in this half-day workshop, we don't have any magic wands, we can't do that, but that it's almost like a physical workout, so that the people will be in a little bit better sort of shape strategically to go back to their organisations and, I guess, face their own challenges, because I can't face them for them.
Okay, so you've kind of made a decision as a board to run seminars around the country rather than organise protest marches outside the Dail. What's the rationale for taking this approach to the recession?
Well, I guess I have to be perfectly honest, there was no actual discussion at a board level where we made that choice.
Okay, right.
So I can't say we chose one rather than the other. I guess we have a long history of providing practical support to organisations. So for us it was a no-brainer that we would focus on providing practical supports to our members and others. So, because that's what we do. And if we don't do that more and better of it, then we're redundant and we should just pack up and go home. But just in terms of the protest in front of the Dail, there's different ways of protesting. And it might have a bad name or its currency might be devalued, but social partnership is a place where we have put a lot of our energy in terms of trying to prevent certain things from happening and to promote other things happening. It is pointless to say organisations are capable of stopping the cuts. That is never, ever, ever going to happen. It was never on the cards. And it's unrealistic to expect organisations like us, or 10,000s of organisations like us, to stop the cuts. That's not going to happen. So there are ways and means of protesting, and it doesn't have to be marching outside the Dáil.